Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is the one and only. You've heard of the Gym Newbie League. You've heard of Kaizet. You've heard of Flex 2X Daily. But in the flesh, rigged GNL Commissioner Barren Gordon West. What's the guy in Batman? Gordon?
Yeah, sure.
How you doing today, Barren?
Not bad. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, I even got you a sub, even though I don't know who that is, and it definitely wasn't because of me.
Thank you, dude. So, Barren,
Okay.
um, do you think you're hot?
No, no.
See, when you turned on that camera, I was like, "Holy shit, this guy was a Chad." I,
Totally.
I was imagining. You blew my expectations out of the water, Baron. I was like,
Yeah, like
he
Chad
seems like
Pittler.
a response. He sounds like a responsible, you know, responsible man. Really, Baron unleashed.
Cinematic. Yeah, okay. Hello, cinematic. Since you said notice me. Nah, it's it's weird. I don't have a webcam, but I pulled out my laptop, so there you go. It's weird seeing myself on screen, but it is what it is.
Terrible. I have to do it all the time.
Yeah, I don't want to look at my ugly face. Are you kidding me? I mean, the rest have to, but not me.
You So, do you want children?
No,
You
I
don't want
worked as a
children.
camp counselor. I worked as a camp counselor for far too long at like the Boys and Girls Club, and I dealt with everyone from like kindergarten to eighth grade, and then like they had like uh, counselors in training, which is basically you pay to have your kids work there. So it was basically like watching CITs after that, ninth and tenth grade, and it all sucked. So nah, I really don't want kids.
That camp really convinced you, like, no kids.
That and yeah, just grew up with four brothers and sisters. That was enough kids for me.
Damn. I was hoping you'd say yes, so I could ask you weird questions, but instead, yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't want children either. Um,
I mean, I love it when you get all these fun stories from because a lot of people playing Warcraft right now have like 2 or 3 year olds, and
it's relevant. It's really relevant.
Floss, like we were playing an in-house 4v4s, and suddenly the game gets paused, and Floss is on the other team. He's in a different gym voice chat. So someone on his team says we had a pause, and it's like, why? And it's Floss's kid just barked on him. We'll be right back. I don't need to deal with that. I know there's good parts to having kids, but I don't want to deal with that.
Do you think Floss's kid helps his MMR or hurts his,
Totally.
or like no net effect?
The amount he works on like everything between just life, because he's got a career, he's got 2 kids now, from what I know, a wife, and then I mean, at one point he took a break from chat, like Discord, because it was just too much. But he was still doing a ton of work, and he really didn't take a break. He was still there just as much. But the amount he does between Warcraft 3 champs and life, and then gym, he just doesn't play enough, at least.
Yeah, that's really. I remember that. I think anyone who's on Discord that much will eventually reach the point of like I feel like everyone has this point of just like, holy shit, I'm on Discord, dude. I have to do something.
I mean,
I
like,
don't use it on my phone. That's my coping.
yeah, it's not even. It was just, I think, like, I got 2 days worth of. I was at the W3C Discord, and Floss is running that with Seth, and I watched the video he did with Seth, and he told you about all the stuff they do, but I got to see behind the scenes. The amount of channels they're running and like projects they're doing. It's so much stuff behind the scenes people don't even know about, and it's just crazy that those two are running it. So on top of that, they also do gym stuff, and then have life, and then Warcraft.
Let's talk about the Baron. You were like the forefather of Gym Newbie League, right? You were like founding for something of a king.
Yeah, right. No, I was one of the originals. It was me. It was originally me and Mantelo, like we're just talking, and he's the guy who sets up that sheet that you guys see every year, every season. He still does that, and he's actually going to play this season, so you guys will see him more if you don't know who he is. But he, it was funny. We played in the Warcraft 3 Info League. I didn't play because I knew we were going to get our ass kicked, but they asked us as Jim, the Discord, to put in a team. So we're playing against basically like people like Thorzane. So I don't think we got a point. So after we got kicked out of the preliminaries, I turned to Mantelo and said we should make our own league with shitty people, and we did. Went to Floss, Seth, and they said hell yes, and just kind of went from there.
That's actually a great story. I didn't know that. We like other people told us to make a team, and we got our asses kicked, and we were like, why don't we go make our own like kickball team, kickball
Pretty
league?
much with hookers and coke. No, but if you look up, like, I don't know if it's probably out there, like Liquipedia or for Warcraft, in the first Warcraft 3 Info League, there's a team out there for Jim, and it was like Seth was on it, Mantelo was on it, Ember was on it. I don't even remember who else was on it. They asked me to be on it. I was like, no, I don't really like playing in front of people too much. And I already know where this is going. And yeah, I don't think we got like a point in the preliminaries, and we got kicked out pretty quick.
But were you a captain the first season
Of GNL? Yeah.
What was your team name?
I change my name every season. I think that was Grandmaster Knowledge Bronze League Mechanics, which I might go back to. It's like a StarCraft 2. A lot of the original like first 4 seasons, all my names were like StarCraft 2 memes. Because you go on like Reddit, and everyone will sit there and say, Idra or Scarlet, whoever in StarCraft did this wrong. They should have done that. But they're a bunch of Bronze League players, and they suck. But they all have an opinion on what the Grandmaster person did wrong.
Reminds me of Warcraft 3 Twitch chat.
That too, yeah. So, I mean, that was before there was Bronze League and Grandmaster League, before W3C. So now it can be even more relevant.
Are you excited for the next season? I guess some context for anyone who might be watching and doesn't know. This is the most, seems like the most active time of GNL. We're in there's the shortest break period between 2 seasons. This is season 6 upcoming, or 7?
This is 6.
6.
Yeah. There is definitely a shorter period, and that was because people always asked us on like the downtime when the next season is. So we're just trying it out to see if people want that or not. And if, people aren't as hyped, then we'll take a bigger break in between next time. But, we're just testing stuff. But yeah, it should be good. We got a lot of the same people coming back. We got like 90, a little bit over 90 people signed up right now. Hopefully they all would show up, but we got to make teams soon, and then we'll get going. So if anyone still wants to sign up, go sign up. Quick.
I love GNL. GNL is what got me into Warcraft 3 1v1s. Because honestly, I don't like, unless you've been playing this for a while, it does not make any sense to me to just be like, I'm gonna start playing 1v1s, like just on ladder. Yeah. Like I'm just gonna like sweat in like the most like difficult and toxic, like, you know what I mean? You're just gonna get tower rushed over and over. It's like hard to learn. But GNL is like a nice Like you get to hang out with people who want to help you.
Hmm. We've heard that from a few people, and that's actually like part of the awesome part. You know, like Badu, he said that on stream. Like, how long has he been around? Like forever. He runs his own team, Dust, and he apparently never really wanted to play when people would ask because I guess he just felt like he was too bad or something. And he always talks himself down, but then he turned out to be pretty damn good, and it's gotten him like playing a lot more, and it's done that for a few people. But it's good for you guys, but it's also, I mean, like as captains, uh, it's freaking awesome. You know, like it kind of motivates me to play. You know, because I played for so long. Sometimes I want to take a break or whatever, but instead, it's like someone like Cinematic or someone else that I can help with, like Undead, will start asking me questions, and suddenly I'll be, I don't know, looking at a replay for 45 minutes. You know, just trying to voice my opinion, even though I'm not that good myself. I'm a little better than most.
Who? So, oh, I don't know how much I want to start talking about drama. Who's the best captain? Because you're the commissioner, so you know you see everything that's going, you see everything that.
But like, I'll tell you, some people don't like Van Hale as a captain because he's too quiet, and he's not a captain this season. Just people will find out, but that's not because like we kicked him out or something. He just took a break. I think he's been captain every single season along with me. Maybe not the first season, I don't remember. But like he's an awesome captain behind the scenes, so it's a really hard question to answer, you know, because some captains and some coaches are there nonstop helping people, and that's awesome. But then there's others like Van Hale who he'll message you on like a Thursday, the other captain that's coming up and be like, all right, I have 9 theoretical matches that I think should work, and here they are. Because he's been putting thought into it. And I'll look at them and be like, I agree with all of those except maybe one, which I would want to change. And that's only because I need to get this guy a game. So like people say he's too quiet, but he's actually awesome. So everyone has their really good attributes. I mean, it's like a cop out answer, but
No,
it's
no, that was a
really
good answer. That was a good answer.
no, because like I've heard people like literally they'll come to me and be like, but Van Hale doesn't talk as much as the rest, and it's like, yeah, that's true, but other people aren't around as much as Van Hale. I always say he's like Batman, you know, since we're going with the Batman theme anyway. Literally, you know, he sits in the shadows. He's in every freaking GNL game. You look at the odds, and Van Hale's there, whether it's his game or not his game. He's probably watching this right now quietly and won't say anything.
So there's a new captain. That's the
Um,
spoil you've just unleashed. Is it Paz?
let's see. I don't remember the list. I gotta look it up. You know,
Is Paz a captain now?
no, he didn't want to be. I think he wanted just to
That's
be a
very
regular
Paz. Very
He
Paz
just
thing
wanted
to
to be like a
say.
regular coach. Because those don't know, we have captains who run each team. Then we have what we call floating coaches who just kind of help. You know, like they're not with one team, even though all the captains help every team anyway. But the captains have like the responsibility of setting up the games. So right now, the captains is Kaiser with Barren Von SG. I think that's going to be one duo, like they're working one team. Floss and Kubert. Kubert's going to be a captain this season. Nega Nebulous has got his own team. I got my own team. Citherin's got his own team. And we're promoting Ember. Ember is going to be a captain with Hippo, I think.
Wow. Ember.
Some of those captains may get flipped around, but those are the people that will be doing it. And Ember may play, just so you know. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not playing, just like Floss may play.
That's awesome. I'm excited for the floss jack. The jacked floss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Floss 2 times daily, flex 2 times daily.
Did you see him do his push-ups? He was flexing there, that's for sure.
I actually saw part of that. I didn't see the whole thing. I remember that. Like
At one point, he was doing one-hand push-ups or something with the other hand in the air, while like doing
that's hard, dude.
Doing push-ups.
Before COVID, I used to be really proud that I could do like I don't know if I can do this.
I couldn't. No way.
One hand is
It's
like
not like-
really hard though.
I do.
I couldn't
I
even
try
do
and
that.
work out. I do like 50 push-ups, then I realized I've been doing 50 push-ups and get tired at the end of each one for the past 2 years. So I probably just like actually humping the floor with horrible form, and it's not doing shit for me. But whatever.
Yeah, we need. You know what? We need more. We need. I joke about this, but we need more like boxing matches, push-up contests. I think we should get Ina to host like the prize for GNL 6 should be like fuck a coaching section, like a workout session with Ina, like a personalized. Like Ina is gonna teach you like.
I could probably pay.
Or like Knopf.
I was gonna say, forget Ina. Knopf. He apparently has a whole website setting up to. He'll prep you in Warcraft and also prep you in life.
Exactly. I mean, Ina could do it too. He could be the the runner-up, I guess.
Yeah, but knowing Ina, you tell them to go eat donuts and see if they're dumb enough to do it to get in shape.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's gonna be good.
I guess I have to play. You said you're drafting this Saturday, right? Monday or something?
We're looking. I haven't heard back from everyone, but we're looking probably at the end of the week to just do a draft. Yeah.
I'll get in 20 games of Undead for Saturday. And place me as an Undead.
Oh yeah, that's also a spoiler. You got the BladeMaster. It's not the BladeMaster anymore.
True.
I don't know if it's Crypt Lord or what you're going with, but
probably Fast DK. I don't know. I have to figure it out. I don't like it's gonna be a lot of Undead.
Yeah. You can
Work is hard.
happy.
Well, BladeMaster is hard. I guess I'm a Farseer.
Converted to the dark side.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Ida's here. When I said that. That's more
classic. Barren, fuck my ass. I think that's what he meant to say.
Yeah, probably. Awkward.
So, all right. Why do you play Undead? Why do you like Undead?
At this point, it's almost like I played it so much, I don't play other races. I'm like almost too scared to play random because I'm gonna be so bad. When I played Reign of Chaos, and I played that a lot longer than after TFT came out, I was a random player. I had like the 1500 Drake icon. Like that's what, if people knew me from Reign of Chaos, that's what they remember. I was a guy with way too many games of random. But when I came to TFT, Undead was like the most similar to Reign of Chaos. So it was like an easy transition. So I was an Orc and Undead player and then just turned into an Undead player. Now I just like nuking shit. Pretty much it.
People have talked about how they used to play Reign of Chaos, but like when did that like stop being a thing? Was it in like 2008?
It never really stopped being a thing.
It's still a thing.
Like Muscle Mike.
Yeah, his name is TFT.
Yeah, but his rock name was Caldwell Kid. He was a hacker. So there's your drama if you want drama. But not that that's drama.
No, we're not at drama yet. Muscle Mike drama.
He was, but on his profile on Twitch, it says that he transitioned over to TFT in like 2018. There was a scene. It got smaller and smaller. I went over a little bit earlier than that because I just got fed up waiting for games. And I was also just not playing as much anymore because of life. But yeah, it was always there until they started changing stuff for Reforged. And then they just kind of said, yeah, well, somehow Reign of Chaos players are now matching against TFT players, and we can't figure all that stuff out. So we're just going to close down the Reign of Chaos ladder. You all get free copies of TFT. And the Reign of Chaos players are saying, they go, it's not that we can't afford a $10 expansion. We just like Reign of Chaos more. So they actually stopped having a community because of yeah, basically Reforged. So I
That's
know
so interesting.
they've been asking W3C and to try and make a ladder for them with Reign of Chaos maps so that they can play again. But at this point, they probably screwed the community. It's so small, people quit. You know.
Yeah. So what was appealing to you over Reign of Chaos? What was appealing to you about playing Reign of Chaos over uh
It TFT.
Shadow Hunter?
You
New
mean?
heroes.
Oh
Firelord.
well, it's there were so many different things. Like one of the big things, and this is obviously patches ago. Like if you're playing human undead versus human, a big thing in patches ago was like if the human got an expo up and you didn't destroyer push them and kill their expo, you lost because they got all the towers up and they early expoed. In Reign of Chaos, it felt like even if they early expoed, you could kind of turn around and go, okay, well, I'm just going to creep the whole map on them because they're going to be in their base and you can creep past level 5. You can get a higher level hero than that. And sometimes that meant like you could get Earthquake on your FS, you know, and then all of a sudden those towers disappear. Or the creeps themselves give more gold. Every single creep gave like 40 gold instead of like 6 or something like that. So it was just you really can't think of them as comparable games. It was like a totally different game with a totally different meta. A lot of people like to joke about teching or creeping to level 6. Uh, the only people that really did that a lot were like some night elf players. Like there's a very good TFT player named Toxie. Uh, he Toxie Grinta, I think his name was. He was known on right, if I remember right, on Reign of Chaos as just creeping level 6 meta and then hitting you with the DH. But not everyone did that.
Talking about drama, I feel like I was browsing the W3 Champions community drama. Oxy came up. He must still be
That's
around.
there's two different Toxies.
Oh, okay.
There's the Toxie who is with W, and I asked the same thing earlier because I wasn't sure. Apparently, Toxie with W3C is a totally different Toxie. There's a player named Toxie Grinta, or I think is goes by Toxie now, but it's two different people.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never played Reign of Chaos, so I didn't know that. Do you think it's a good thing that they limited creeping level 5? Or do you think that was, like, not necessary?
It's just it just changes the way you play the game. You know, like they changed everything. Like towers and Reign of Chaos were also better. You know, that's why there's certain players out there that if you play them in 2 still, if they're from Reign of Chaos, because I always hear about this. There's this guy named Vic Balsui or something like that. I don't know how to say it. In Syntech, they'll cube you, which means they'll put towers into literally a cube and try and focus winning around the towers. But that's because in Reign of Chaos, your towers could give you a goal or could give you XP if they killed the unit. So
Uh,
it was just so different. It's just a totally different game. That's really the thing. You got to think of it as like a totally different game. They're not comparable. So the fact that you could creep to level 6 meant you played the game totally different.
what do you think? I mean, this is kind of a ridiculous question, but what do you think the probability is that at some point Warcraft 3 Champions decides to go the community balance patch route? Because I know that I think somebody has said, like, yeah, it's never going to happen. But then I was
Oh,
also reading in the Melee Mapping Discord, like, it's getting close. Like, people, it might happen.
I mean, again, I don't have like behind the scenes knowledge of this. I'm not part
Yeah,
of
no, no.
W.
I just mean, like, as you, like, not
Yeah,
as, like,
but I see what Steph writes every single time someone asks us about it, and it makes sense. Because like right now, the DreamHack, the whole thing that was just played, they didn't even play that on a map where you could use Zoom. They used the original Blizzard maps. They're not using W3C. They're not using the Flow servers to play those games. So I presume if DreamHack was to host another tournament, which they are, they would use the same thing. They're not going to use Flow unless Blizzard lets them, and they're not going to be using W3C maps. They're going to use the official maps. So if W3C starts making balance patches, then suddenly the best players have to decide, do they want to play on NetEase, where there's a different meta now because W3C has made a balance patch which is different from NetEase? Do they want to play on regular VNet, which has horrible lag and ping, but it has the meta that's going to be used in tournaments? You know what I mean? It would be splintering the community even more, basically.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that it would practically never happen.
Plus, if they ever did it, then they'd catch all the shit from everyone saying you made CL better or whatever they do. Like
Yeah, then they get the blame for changing things.
Right now, they're like
who wants that?
The awesome people, right? They're fixing Warcraft. Once they start putting in patches, which maybe they might have to do, like long time in the future, if Blizzard says, "Hey, we're not touching it anymore. We've done all we can for the game," then maybe they go, "Okay, well, if nothing's going to change and we're not getting sponsored tournaments by Blizzard or something like that, then maybe that changes in the future." But NetEase is still a problem because NetEase would have different rules.
Yeah. And NetEase is so much bigger now. I guess it was always big, but
well, no, it's like, but that's where Moon plays. Even though now he's playing a little bit on W3C, for example, he's not going to want to play on both servers. He's got to make a choice. So then, I guess his choice would be if some Chinese organization or Asian, because he's Korean, but I don't think there's really any Korean tournaments. If some organization over there is trying to make a tournament, whose rules are they going to use? W3Cs, or are they going to use NetEase's? So that would dictate where he's going to play. Yeah, Floss saying he still takes shit even without balance patches. That's true, for sure, which is sad. But
it's really hard to please the Warcraft 3 community, like, and just generally, like, it's really hard.
Yeah, right now it's people want to choose their servers, and I get that argument. Like, I think even the W3C team gets that argument, but they're worried that if you choose your servers, then it again splinters the community even more. When there's only like, when I'm searching on W3C, there's 20 people searching, but only 8 of them are for solo anyway, and that's at like a peak hour for me.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I wonder, because then once you introduce the capability, if you take it away, it's an even bigger deal. Because it's like, oh, before I could always play on like 50 ping. How dare you take this away from me?
Yeah,
that is tricky.
You can't please everyone because it's a big world.
Do you have any like favorite, like, do you want, when you watch tournaments, who do you root for? Is it happy?
It really depends on what tournament we're talking about. If it's like Dust League, it depends on who's in it, because
who cares about NA? I mean, right? Isn't that the main?
I talk with certain people in the scene, not that often, but like, if Arc is playing a game, I'm rooting for Arc. I don't give a shit who it's against, because Arc is like, he's awesome. Arkinator, you see him in gym chat all the time trying to help people, and he's always trying to improve, which I think is great. But if he's not playing, then like Insup, who can grind people's gears. Like, I've known him for a long time due to Reign of Chaos. He was a long time Reign of Chaos player, so I'll root for him. Kiwikaki, like, I got like Kiwikaki, like, I've known of him since StarCraft, well, before StarCraft 2, back in Warcraft, but then he became big in StarCraft 2, so it's awesome to see him doing good. So like, if it's an NA guy, I'll root for the NA, for sure.
I feel like NA is on the come up. I don't really know anything, but I feel like things are being disrupted. There's way more NA jokes in this, or reacting.
I mean, to a certain degree, it's caught up. You know, like you have your Hitmans and you have your Crunchers. Cruncher just beat Hitman, and people think Hitman may be better than almost everyone in the world, if not the best in the world, and Cruncher just beat him in a best of 5. So there's 2 people. After that, yeah, there is a fall off, but so is there in Europe when you think of Happy, and then there's a fall off arguably to Foggy, and then there's a bigger fall off after that to all the others. So it's just a smaller community, but they've definitely caught up. It used to be horrible. Like it was a joke. I would want NA to win, but my go-to person back in the day to root for was Grubby because, you know, A, he was awesome, but B, you couldn't really root for the NA people to win because they wouldn't unless it was 2s. Always had good 2s, but nothing else.
Huh? Who's the good 2s pairs? Muscle Mike and
You mean nowadays? Like just in general, like you watched any of the Dust leagues, not Dust League, but Dust Clan Wars, and they would generally win. You know, like there was Todd's tag team. I don't know what it's called exactly. Not the one that's running right now, but there was one before that where they were playing all 2v2s, but it was 3 different players, and they'd rotate in. And I think Kiwi Kaki, Insup, and OC won that. You know,
True. Yeah, Insup and
well,
OC I think were really OP. Even
well, that it's a different meta, and it's always been good. I'm forgetting his name. It was Axlav and one other person. They transferred over to StarCraft 2 when it came out and got picked up by EG as their 2s team because they weren't like top tier, but they were a respected 2s team in Warcraft.
So recently, I don't know if you've heard about this, but I think Todd banned Muscle Mike and unmodded him and stuff because he played 2v2s with Insup. What do you think?
I think he should have been mod, and I mean it's not for me to say, but I don't have a good opinion of Muscle Mike. So I've known him too long to have a good opinion of him.
So he shouldn't have been mod in the first place.
I mean, Todd can mod whoever he wants, but I mean, Muscle Mike is a worse character than Insup, in my opinion. Like, and this is all conjecture because I don't have proof of it. But Insup tweeted once that like Muscle Mike got banned on Twitch for a few days because he posted pictures of his ex-girlfriend, naked pictures.
I remember that.
I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's kind of messed up. On top of the fact that he hacked for like 10 years in Warcraft 3. Like, it's not bad enough he's a bad person. He's also a hacker. Horrible. No, he used to hack. I don't know if he still does. I don't really care. But he did sign up for a gym tournament, and I told him he can't play. And his response was, well, I'm going to smurf. You know? So that's just, he doesn't care. He'll just smurf and screw up tournaments like he did for Dust League. I think it was Dust League. It was one of Badoo's tournaments, and that's the one he runs. He signed up on another name and then got kicked out for using derogatory language to someone. So
it sounds like a real stand-up guy.
Well, that's just my opinion. So there you go. You know, like, people love him for it. He's got that Razorman story where he let Razorman play on his account in a tournament.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's he was on Todd's town hall.
Yeah, the Misfits. Him corrupt and
part of it was that he let Razorman, I don't remember when it was a while ago. He let Razorman play on his account in a tournament to try and win. Like, that was the bad thing they talked about for Muscle Mike. But Muscle Mike, anyone who played in Reign of Chaos knows that he used to hack, and then he would just talk weird and be so annoying and obnoxious. By talking weird, I mean like he'd use a uppercase letter, lowercase. It must have taken 20 minutes to write one sentence: uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase. So kind of like the SpongeBob meme almost.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You'd want to like shoot him back then, but yeah. So it's kind of weird when people like gravitate towards him now.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really watched him. I watched Corrupt for a little bit, and I was shocked that he was allowed to like keep streaming. So confused. I
That's
guess
just,
they did ban him.
like I said, that's just my opinion, but
Yeah, that's just my opinion. Well, anyway, fun little drama. Todd bans Muscle Mike. Barren approves generally.
it's like why didn't it happen earlier? It's more like the question, but maybe Todd didn't know his history. But if you look up Caldwell Kid on Google and Reign of Chaos, he comes up on a list of people that used to hack. So
Sounds like a dangerous list.
nah, it's got all the relevant people from Reign of Chaos on it, meaning I'm not on it. But you'll see Insup on there too. He used to hack, but he doesn't anymore. So he's changed.
So, what are you looking forward to the most this GNL? Are you looking forward to winning, to rigged matches, to companionship, camaraderie?
It's just like it's weird because when you're captain, we always joke as captains we're trying to make fair matches, and we are. Like we hope the matches end 2-1, but we all hope the matches end 2-1 in our favor because even though we're not playing, we almost have like a vested feeling in our team. So like my team won season 1, and I can tell you, I was nervous as hell when it came down to the last game and Cheese Boy won the last game of the last week of GNL to put us over by 1 point, you know? And like that was cool, like I wasn't even playing. So like that's always awesome. But honestly, it's kind of just amazing the GNL like group. If you're on at nighttime NA time, you'll see probably like if you go log on, it's like 7:45 by me right now. In about 2 hours, usually, almost every day, but some days they're off. There's 10 people to 20 people in the voice chat just playing, asking questions, whatever. And that's all because of, GNL basically.
If you
People just
build
started
it,
going.
nerds will come.
I made that channel just to prove a point, but it's true. Like you just go in there and you start streaming, and then one person will show up, and then another person shows up, and then suddenly you have 15 people.
Yeah, I like the I'm a frequent partaker in the late night GNL, I guess gym chat.
Oh,
Maximum 8 people, probably Australians in there.
it's crazy. I wake up in the morning, my time, and Paz is still going in there. And my only question is, for the past 8 hours, has he been in that channel or was there a break for him? But there's usually like 6 people in there. I think
Sometimes I'm worried about Paz. I'm like, how do you have so much time to help like all of us? Like I hope you're enjoying this because I feel like he's always in there.
it's a ton of fun, but I can't tell you, you get burned out even as like a coach. Like when they, like players are like, okay, the season ended, let's get to the next season. I'm just like, all right, I need a little bit of a break. Between everything you do, the amount you help people and all that, you need some downtime. And I know some of the players also felt that way. So even though we were jumping into things quickly, I'm going to see if people feel burned out from it. We'll maybe put a little bit bigger of a break in between. Sometimes we run like a general gym tournament for like everyone, which is why Side is now king of GNL because he won like the first tournament.
Forever King. There was never another tournament. Or I guess Bizarre,
There
the
was a tournament, he
King
just
Slayer.
wasn't able to sign up. So I think Ina is like King the Duke or something like
Kick
that.
ass
And
Duke.
yeah, something like that. He won the tournament. I don't remember which one, but he won one of them.
Yeah, it would be like I feel like 1v1s, the 1v1 mode is thriving. I guess 2v2s. It'd be nice if there was like I feel like 4v4s are like on the verge of being playable again.
I never really got into the fours, but there's definitely a community out there. People love it. You know, you see people all the time playing it. Um, but yeah, it's people always ask. It's like for GNL, people always ask now, why don't we have a twos game? But for the first two seasons, we did, and everyone said get rid of the twos game. So it's like there's a real divide on that one. Some players are like, I want to play solo, and that's all I want to do. And there's others who kind of want to do twos. But when our goal is to make fair teams and fair games, that's a little bit harder with twos and a limited pool of people.
When are you guys going to start embracing that it'll never be fair? When is the rigged like going to be permanently affixed to GNL?
That's been here since season 2. You know, we got a reptilian in here right now.
So first season wasn't rigged.
No, because my team won, so naturally it wasn't right. I wasn't commissioner back then, by the way. So that was Floss or someone else. Floss was commissioner for a long time. It's really just like, all right, who wants to have the final call on things? But yeah, I don't remember why, but he was saying it was rigged back then. But in season 2, we had people like Reptilian, Arc, Bizarre, um, Abe, AEB. I don't know if it's AEB or Abe, and a few other very good players like Carson, all playing. But we kind of realized it wasn't working out, and it'd be better just to have not pros playing.
Yeah, it's pretty high quality set of people. Those
What we
those are
did
not noobs. Maybe they were noobs back then. I don't know.
back then, we didn't have coaches or floating captains. Really, we just had the coaches themselves or the captains. It's all the same. But what we realized, we were hoping that having like a very good player on each team would almost be like they could help the other players improve as well. But then we realized, you know, it was hard matching certain of those players together, and it was just easier if they would help everyone as a coach, you know. So Art did that for one season. Now we have people like Paz and Cubert and Governor, a few others. If anyone else wants to do it, come on in.
Are there any? Yeah, I think I asked this. I don't remember. Are there any new coaches? Or is it just?
Yeah, we did the coaches. Cubert's going to be going to step in for a coaching spot because Lucker wanted to take a step back and be a floating coach. So Cubert's the captain, I should say. There's no one really new to the scene or to the team, I should say, except Hindsight. But he's a gym admin. He's been around forever. He's always playing games with people, just not necessarily with GNL. So he's going to be a floating coach this season. So is you know, people like Lucker. So it's all the same people, pretty much, just different roles, different titles.
Who do you think is gonna win this before the draft even happens? If you're gonna psychoanalyze like the cap, like who has the best chance of winning?
Probably Kaiser because I think he's tired of losing. So he's probably going to rig that shit somehow or another. Nah, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Kaiser. I don't think Kaiser ever loses. I think every GNL that I've been in, it's like he's fighting the fight. Like he never. Maybe he feels like he lost. I don't know. But the monkeys were the most dominant voice. Like, they're just going in chat like spamming their little monkey gifs.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's what I mean. Like, we don't really care about who wins. Like, it's nice in the end, but it's cool. Like this season, monkeys were very, very, very active. The season before that, it was Clutch or Kick, Team Cock, because they had remote, and remote never shuts up. So I think they had 30,000 posts or 30,000 lines of text in their channel, over 30,000 lines of text in their channel over a 6-week period, and I think 20,000 of that was remote himself. So we like seeing the activity, you know, like that's more about what it is for us, you know, gets people playing like cinematic. I think he improved like 200 MMR or 300 MMR just listening to people like Paz and Cubert this last season.
Yeah, Cinematic's got a sexy voice.
Yeah, well, you used to, you know,
Don't you
stream
agree?
with your shirt off too, so there you go.
Wait,
Sexy
what did
body.
you say?
Until me and Badu went in there and told him, you get banned if anyone freaking notices. His response, I don't give a fuck. Who cares about me? But
Wait, who notices what? Who gets banned?
you're not like that's a Twitch rule. You can't stream shirtless.
Oh yeah, true. Wait, did he actually stream shirtless?
At the start, yeah.
Oh.
They
No,
used
you
to.
actually can stream shirtless. You actually can
It
stream.
was like
I've
people,
talked to I've talked to somebody about this. So this is, I mean, obviously it's Twitch, but can stream shirtless as long as it's not sexual in nature. Because at TwitchCon, they had like a shirtless streamer once, and like I talked to somebody who like knows about this, and like I saw him, he was like streaming shirtless. I was like, what the fuck, you can't do that. But you could always argue it's like, oh, it's always sexual in nature
don't
because
even
it's me.
don't even try and figure out Twitch. That's the one rule I've learned.
But technically, you can. I
You
think.
might be right, yeah,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, there's people streaming in pools, like with their bikinis, and they're running up to the camera trying to fix things, and you're like, how are they not banned for that, but other people were? So everyone always has problems with that.
How are you enjoying your new life as
I don't really, I mean, like, I honestly, it's pretty bad to say, but part of the reason, I mean, at first I try and stream GNL stuff just so people who want to see the game can see the game, and I'll add commentary even though I don't think I'm that good at it. But I'll also stream some of my own ladder games, but that's not even a big part of that is just to get me playing again. Because if there is someone watching, then I feel like I need to play. But like
true.
me normally, if I play a game, then it's like, oh, I want to check my email, and then it's like 3 hours later, and I realize I haven't played another game yet. So streaming almost kind of motivates me to play.
Interesting. Yeah, I enjoy your cast. It's funny. It's funny. This is the GNL Barren cast. Kind of explaining what's going on, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Can't believe it's this hour. But it's like that, like everyone. I love it.
Because it's like, well, sometimes I'll be playing like my favorite is when I stream at like 12:30 or just when I'm playing at 12:30 at night, and I get angry Korean man on ladder, and I gotta go, motherfucker, I'm playing AKM. Like, he's fun, but a lot of his strategies revolve around towers. And it's 12:30 at night. I wanted one last game before I go to bed. Instead, I got him, and I know he's probably on his stream calling me a shit hacker right now for playing undead.
I would
So
argue his strategies revolve around honor.
that too, and I have none. When I say good luck, have fun, I go back and I'll watch his VODs and I'll say like, good luck, have fun, and he goes, good luck, have fun. Yeah, right. Like, all right, okay. But no, AKM actually signed up for GNL, so that's gonna be fun.
No way.
Yeah,
I
that'll be interesting.
I got a secret brewing. I told AKM I wanted to do a special podcast.
You're probably definitely.
We're gonna brew up something.
I don't know if he's gonna play though. I gotta, he's good. So we got to see how many good people signed up, if there's like enough for his bracket, or else it doesn't work.
Yeah, do you think if they buffed Blood Mage that AKM would just like skyrocket to like to KMMR?
He'd be the next be the Crip Lord patch, right?
Yeah. If Blood Mage got Crip Lord would we see would AKM just like
he's got his own style. It's just so weird. Like, I've gotten to the point where I will, if it gets to tier 3, I'm building a shade because I know there's going to be an invisible Blood Mage coming at me. And he's going to try and blow up my acolytes first, and then he's going to just sit there and poke my friggin' gold mine to death until he uses the Blood Mage again, Flame Strike, and that's really powerful. So like, when you know it's coming, it's pretty easy to counter, but it can be horrible to deal with. And AKM is like, it really depends, Badu. He's like 1650 or 1700 MMR, I think, sometimes.
Yeah, I
But
think he
it
bounces
really
in the
depends on
60.
who signs up, because I would say that was my point. You know, like the Red Orc, Dark Destroy, he's very good. He could probably play versus him. Imp Daddy's not playing this season; he's got life stuff, but he would have been good to play versus him.
Yeah,
There's definitely people that can put
Badu would
him.
be good.
Oh yeah, we definitely put him Badu versus him. But also AKM, like I've already talked to him. If he did, he might be trying out some new stuff. He doesn't just want to do AKM style. He might pull that out on you, but he might also try and learn other strategies. Because I told him, I'm like, dude, if you do play and you're not too good, like people like Paz or Cubert are definitely gonna be able to help you. We got Hippo Sawyer, he's a very good human player, but they're not gonna be able to help you with AKM style, because AKM style is no one else's style, you know?
You gotta bring
And
AKM on as a coach.
yeah,
That's
like
what you gotta do.
if someone wants to learn AKM style, then you got the coach for AKM style. But like no one does AKM style like AKM. So I think he might want to also learn other stuff. And if that's the case, then that would also probably decrease his MMR, at least at the beginning, while he learns that. But again, we got to see who signs up,
Is Warcraft 3 fun?
I say yes, but I don't know. It like everyone, it's like StarCraft. It grinds at you. Like you way back when, like I used to always say, like people go, "How do you get better at Warcraft?" I'd be like, "Just keep playing games until you hate the game. Then you know you're getting better because you
Beat your head
feel,
against the wall. That's how you
yeah,
get better.
you just feel like you're hitting a wall. Yeah, it's just like, but it's just something small sometimes that you got to fix to get around it, even though you don't know what that is, and it's so frustrating that it kills people. But you see those same people always coming back, you know. So there must be something fun or addicting to it.
Yeah. I really, really enjoy 1v1s at a very specific period of time of the day where my brain is active, and I actually don't enjoy streaming at that. I mean, I guess that
But
shouldn't be that much of a surprise.
streaming 1v1.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm not streaming, I feel like even just streaming distracts me enough that
Oh yeah, that's true.
offsets me from like concentrating, that it makes my experience that much less
It's very true.
fun. I don't know. Not that, like, anyway, just enough. Just
Like just even talking on gym chat sometimes, where like I'll be playing and then talking to people in like the channel. Like I played Phoenix the other day. I should beat Phoenix in Undead versus Undead. Phoenix is much lower MMR than me with his Undead, I think. So maybe I sound
used to be.
either way. I literally am talking on chat like, oh, I got Phoenix and Undead versus Undead because it was the beginning of the season or whatever. And I go and I scout his base. He was going random. I didn't know he was Undead. So I was just doing Happy Fiends. Um, and it's on Turtle Rock, and I scout his base, but I'm talking to everyone, and I'm not even paying attention. And I didn't realize he built a Crypt Lord and 2 Crypts, and he just rushed me. And I died because I had literally a Fiend coming out when all of his stuff came at me, and I had 1 Zig Tower that I could make in the room, and he had 2 Crypts pumping. And that was all because I just was talking too much. I couldn't concentrate. So it's definitely like a skill you got to acquire. People like Grubby are crazy, but they're probably even better when they can shut up and concentrate.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, I think Insufferable is the one melee streamer that I like, or I guess good streamer that I watch, who can just literally be like, ah ha ha ha, like drink fucking alcohol while he's playing and like not miss a beat. And I'm just like, how the fuck are you doing that, man? Like, I can't even look at my chat without like,
I don't. It's definitely an acquire. Like, yeah, talking is one thing, but even Insup's trying to cut back on the drinking because apparently it's affected his game.
oh really?
But yeah,
There you go.
um,
My
the
bad.
drinking part is one thing, but the talking in itself is a whole skill. Like, I can't do that. You know, it's hard enough like I'm doing it on my cell phone half the time. I might pull out the laptop when I'm casting GNL now, so I can actually read chat. But yeah, it's definitely a skill to be acquired. I'm not ignoring you, Narbu. I just didn't have it open until right now.
Oh, Reptilian is Narbu.
He's Narbu. He's on chat. He's Smurf in game. So if you ever see Todd playing someone and he's telling him to fuck off, and his name is Smurf, because it's Reptilian, aka Narbu,
I see.
and he's doing some type of shenanigan usually.
I've realized. I think well, I don't want to talk in extremes or something. Superlatives. I don't want to talk in superlatives. There's an elite group of hidden but not so hidden like 2K MMR players such as Narbu that I love reading what they write. And like Agent.
I knew that one was coming up. Yeah, he's gone. He left the server.
He left. Yeah, why did he leave? You know? Or is it like
yeah. His name is SSLS. I didn't see it because Kaiser deleted it for good reason. He got into an argument with like Paz, and SSLS is one of those human sucks, and like I have all the proof in the world type people, which they may have, but gets old real quick. So Paz is arguing with him about something. I don't even know what. And then I guess Paz is kind of a figure you can find out stuff about online, like with his job and stuff.
Yeah.
So he put his information out there. Kaiser deleted it, and SLS has been banned in the past for doing stupid things. So I think he got banned for it, or he left as a result. I'm pretty sure he was banned. And then
that's fair.
Agent left as a result of that. So, Agent was, I think, friendly with him because they both said Human was too weak. They were the voices of Jim for that.
This is a good segue to this is like a running theory that I have. Maybe it's not so crazy of a theory. I think everybody complains about everything else being overpowered in equal quantities such that everything is actually perfectly balanced. That's what I've been picking up, because I actually can't discern what the literally everyone says everything else is too weak, too strong, to the point where me as a new person, even if I really try to figure out what is too strong, the best I can get is Crip Lord is too strong.
Yeah. I never get into those conversations because I don't feel like I'm smart enough or good enough at the game to get into those conversations. But I think it was Artosis in Brood War said the game was balanced in such a way that every race had things that you felt were broken, but when you put it all together, it kind of worked out, and the game was balanced around maps. It's a lot harder with Warcraft because there's so much luck involved, and it's true. If you get a crap drop on your first item and the other person gets a good drop on their first item and you fight each other, that could tip the battle in the good drop player's favor, but that's one game. That's why you have best of fives. But there's probably definitely things that are broken. I'm not smart enough to figure out how to fix it. And for me personally, I'm not good enough, and no one that I'm playing is good enough, and no one that I'm talking to is good enough to really be complaining that something's broken and that it needs to be fixed, because you probably did something else wrong and that's why you lost. That's always been my opinion.
I see. So balance whining is really reserved for the agents of society, for the 2.2K MMR.
He beat
I'm not insulting him. That's what I'm saying. He's really good.
But he's not even the best. But you just hear him whining nonstop. So I don't know, maybe he's right. But other people don't at the same level sometimes don't hold the same opinions as him, So some of it, and you got to take everything good players say with a grain of salt. If someone on the NA scene is saying that the Blade Master is overpowered, if Cruncher is sitting there whining that BladeMaster is overpowered, and he's probably a bad example because he just beat Hitman, you got to kind of consider, well, is Cruncher only saying that because Hitman wins all the tournaments with a friggin' BladeMaster and he's always second place? Like, that's a horrible example because he just beat Hitman. But like, just throwing that out there, like, you know, like the top level people also have an incentive. They want their race to be better because they want to make money, you know? So you got to take everything with a grain of salt because not even the best players are good at balancing necessarily either.
Do you think like the yeah? So when we were talking, I was thinking about the whole like undead like versus human thing. Do you think the Todd insufferable beef is manufactured? Do you think that's like some drama that's all fake? Because sometimes
I mean, I think personal opinion, I don't know either of them. I think Todd's probably actually pissed at Insup, and Insup probably loves it and is feeding off it and just making a bigger deal out of it. Because I saw someone, and I don't know if it ever went through, was offering to do a $500 show match for them. And if the person
I think they
didn't
did
show, I think
that.
it was 500. And if one of them declined, the other person gets an automatic $250. So I don't know whatever happened with that, but Insup would have gotten $250 because Todd would have said no, and Insup would say yes.
I think Insub won that 3-2 because
I
they
don't think they
posted.
ever did it. I think that was ladder. He just kept matching because he posted on Twitter. I know what you're talking about. He posted on Twitter, so that means it was on W3C, which means they just kept finding each other on ladder. So I'm guessing Insup meant I won 3 times against you on ladder in a row, or 3-1. So I won the best of 5. I could be wrong. Maybe they agree to do it that way.
No, you're totally right. That's interesting. This
It's a good idea. Drama, you know, you get money out of that. That's for sure.
I know that's the thing is like their whole like drama is like they've had like Todd Todd Insup in their chat for like a month, and at some point I'm just like, do you realize like you're advertising the other person, so like
No.
are you both not just in on this?
I think Todd to a certain degree probably. I feel like that might be Todd's personality because there's literally videos of him out there from 15 to 20 years ago complaining that it's too hot and he can't play. There's a video of Take TV interviewing him at a tournament. He goes, "It's too hot in here," or something like that. Like, that's just how Todd's always been. Like, he'll voice his opinion on things. I'm pretty sure Insup is also voicing his opinion, but getting a lot more fun out of it and keeping it going. Hey, it works. I could be wrong though. Maybe Insup is just the opposite of Todd, and they can't mix.
Warcraft 3 drama is weird. I love it, but it's I don't know if it's stale. It can be interesting.
Oh yeah, it can get there for sure.
I feel like it's very unique. It can reach a level of toxicity that feels unique. Like you're not gonna see it in League of Legends. You get people like
generally more toxic for sure from what people say, but just community based. Like if you hang out in gym long enough, there's little schisms between certain people that you pick up on, and it's kind of funny when you see it pop its head up. You know, you're like, all right, those two don't get along, but they're not outwardly saying it. You know, so who did we have? We had Cookie Bud versus Pie Commando.
that was a great match. Who offered that money up? I now want to look.
People, Nega Nebulous, I think Rookie, and a few others put up money. It was like all together. I think it was in total $150.
Yeah, Pie Commando had a great interview after that.
That was good, but like it's just certain. Like I'll talk about Cookie Bud for a minute because I think he's in chat. He's as cinematic as just saying Ipka 88. That's Cookie Bud. he was on my team last season, and he's playing ladder, and he gets someone else on my team apparently, and I got a message that night from the player on my team, the other player who won't even say, and he goes, "Dude, I just played Cookie Bud." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Yeah," and he called me a derogatory word for gay people, and he's calling gay people, but homosexuals. So I'm like, okay, why? Like, like, and he was explaining to me like he just won or something like that. So the next day I go, "Dude, Cookie Bud, what happened with like the player?" And he goes, I know, don't even say it." So like that's just his personality. He'll just say things that are on his mind and then just move on, you know. But other people, it kind of sticks in the back of their throat sometimes.
Cinematic goes, I hate Ibka 88.
Yeah, he wants a $150 show match. You got to do better than that, though.
Cookie Bud has some funny stories.
Oh, he's hilarious.
In between
He's
being like,
hilarious.
I'm so high, guys.
He'll never say it, but he sounds like it.
All right. Have you raised any Jimizens like from their childhood? Is there anyone that you've taught undead to the point where you can be like, I'm their gym father? Or are you just the Commissioner Gordon?
I've helped people, like, but never. I don't know. Like undead, it's harder because I feel like we have so many undead players and also captains and coaches that like I know one season I helped Cinematic. I didn't really help him this last season because he was getting so much help from Paz and Cubert and everyone else, and he went a totally different style. There's so many undead players that you can go to, Nega Nebulous. So it's it's kind of hard with the undead, but like I just kind of look at people's VODs and try and help when I can. I used to do a lot more. I still do a lot more, but it's a lot quieter. It used to be that I would be the kind of the person to go to with undead, and then Nebula started playing more or being a coach, and so did Kaiser and all that. So they also took on the load.
Yeah, I'm working on I don't know how much I'd say I'm working on it. I was gonna make an orc guide video, and then I'm gonna learn undead. I'm gonna retire my orc with a video, and then just become an undead player and change my name.
Nah, I don't change the name, but yeah,
Crypt Lord Rush.
play that is fun.
I feel like undead is really intuitive to me. I wish I probably just started on it, because I mean, I don't know. At this point, I know it really well, but I feel like orc feels really unintuitive. Maybe I'm wrong. It's all about the heal salves. You heal salve efficiently, you win. Like,
I don't. I'm probably the. I always say I'm a bad person to learn from for undead because undead is so much about timing, like hitting at the right time, especially with undead because they have their peaks. And like orc though, like if you go really late game with orc, their heroes are just amazing versus like let's say undead. You really don't want that to happen usually unless you have a huge advantage as the undead in some capacity. But I always play kind of in that style of I'm just gonna do this now, and it's like why? Because it feels right. Like I don't have those timings down, so that's one thing you're gonna have to learn as an undead. There's a lot of builds that just revolve right around the exact timing of things.
yeah, I've learned that on the flip side is like there's these times where the undead just pushes me and they win, and it's like what the fuck? Like, oh, this
Yeah,
is the time where I'm weak. Okay, that
exactly.
makes sense. That's why you're gonna push me with.
You're weak right now, and I just got my orb. And if
Yeah,
this game goes longer, your blade master is going to just kill me. So I got to kill you now. You know, that's I missed my timing. And that's why when you asked earlier about why I like Reign of Chaos more, like specifically like the human versus undead matchup used to piss me the hell off. The question was, could my destroyers beat his towers? If his towers got up I lost. I felt like, the expo went up. I couldn't do anything about it, and now I have destroyers. Or I lost all my destroyers to the towers trying to do it.
Wait, they had destroyers in Reign of Chaos?
No, in TFT.
Oh.
But that was always infuriating to me.
Oh, I see.
It's like it just revolved around, did he get his expo up? And I hated that. Now, like if someone like Todd was watching this interview, he'd say, "No, you're an idiot. You could have done X, Y, and Z." But that was just how it felt like in my brain, because that's what everyone would tell you. The undead had to win with that timing, or else they were screwed.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, I've run out of good questions. Do you want to try to do chat questions?
Yeah, whatever works.
Who has good questions? I'm just gonna read things in the chat that I think are funny. Cookie almost took a map off Death Note. I was there. Cookie Bud's a really good player.
Yeah, maybe that was Cookie Bud somehow got in on. That was, you wanted drama. That was drama in itself. There was a guy named Furiel, or Pillow in the Wind, I think his name is on Twitch. Something like that. He was hosting tournaments, and he was doing it for not tournaments, show matches for like $1,000 each. And I think one of the tournaments was like Cookie Bud versus Death Note.
Wait, what?
Cookie Bud 1,200 and Death Note's like Death Note. Yeah.
And wait, what?
So people were like saying that people were taking advantage of Fury. I'm not saying Cookie Bud was, but there was drama about Insup specifically. They said was taking advantage of Furiel because they said he was drinking too much and giving away all this money.
Hold up.
Who's voiced that? Death Note, or
by putting him up against Death Note?
Oh, Furiel's in Jim chat right now. No, not that specifically, but he held multiple best of fives between people. One of them being Cookie Bud and Death Note, if I remember right, and that's like a huge mismatch. But I think Cookie Bud's friends with him, so people are like, he's just giving away money at that point. Because realistically, Cookie Bud does not have a chance at all.
No, he doesn't.
I don't have a chance against Death Note.
That's hilarious. That's a great Cookie Bud story. Wow, Cookie Bud.
Yeah, he was the sub because another pro. Oh, Mr. Winter didn't come. Okay, yeah, but I was just using your game as a as an example. There were other that was drama in itself, that he was holding these games for certain people and it didn't seem too balanced, basically. So it was like that, and like you could literally host a best of 5 for $50 and get the same person. Insup would play for $50 and Insup would play for $1,000, obviously. So why are you using up $1,000 when you could do it for 50? I think people were trying to tell him that too.
Our first question: are you single?
Yes.
This is from There's not a lucky. Is this?
No.
That's all right.
Not at all. Maybe in the future, not now.
Second question: who's this handsome guy?
BladeMaster.
Damn it.
There you
go. The real question is, will BladeMasterRUSH go Farseer Headhunters next year? We've answered that question. Grinchy with the real question. Vision for GNL in the next. Done.
I mean, I've always had stupid ideas, and Floss can be the first one to tell you. I always have stupid ideas in my head for things I want to do. Like, there's so many different things I'd love to see happen. Not kill it with fire, like Narbu says, although maybe in the future. But no, it's like I'm always trying to think of new stupid things to try and make it better. Like this season I'm gonna try and every Saturday, and I would open this up to any streamer to do it, that would want to do it, but no one's volunteered, so I'll do it. I'm gonna stream every Saturday at 3 p.m. Whatever games people want me to stream. I see Washed Up League does something similar because they have like a similar format where there's just too many games to stream them all at any time you want to play. So I'm gonna try that. Try and see how many people will watch that on a consistent basis. I've wanted even the smaller things. Like I think people would have fun betting on these matches, not with real money, but like on like Warcraft 3 info, they do the betting. The problem is they do it through like what Wikipedia's matches or something, and since GNL isn't for money, we can't get on Wikipedia, so they can't have bets on it. So like I would love to have something like betting on like the matches because I think that would be fun and interesting. I think it would be cool if somehow when W3C puts up their newbie section, like their newbie tutorials and all that, we could somehow implement GNL into that. Like if you want to learn more, here's a league. Because tell me how many other leagues there are that are like GNL. I mean, I think the closest thing is kind of like Washed Up League for NA, but that's more about competition than learning. So I'm always thinking of things, but the problem is I think of these things, they're just not necessarily in my realm of control. Like I don't have any say over W3C, and they have plenty of other things they got to do. I don't have any say over betting. The only thing I've seen close to that is like betting with on Twitch. I don't even know how that works exactly, but with the points. But then you're just using points on one person's channel, So if 20 different people are streaming GNL in a week,
you gotta find a resource. You gotta create a resource in the gym Discord. Some sort of currency you can use for emotes.
I asked a long time ago, before Warcraft 3 info did betting, and I always joke that Rec Room, who was a admin, must have been reading the chat and stole the idea, but probably didn't. I said a long time ago we should do betting on pro matches and also gym stuff if someone could figure out how to do like a Discord bot, but I just don't know anything about that. So I have all these stupid ideas, and his boss always says, well, go do it. And I'm like, but I don't know how. Like, and I try and think about it. Like someone brought up the idea of doing like a website where people could direct people like what is gym, or what is GNL. It's hard to explain. But I don't, getting a person to make a website could be expensive, but then doing it yourself, I've tried doing those things in the past and they always come out looking like crap. So I'm always looking for help. If people have ideas, I'm always open to listening to them. It's just hard to implement them necessarily.
I think the luckiest player is Big Fan.
That's Lucker.
Will there ever be a second or third place prize, and will it include a training package with?
We don't even, I'll tell you right now, we don't have a first place prize for this upcoming season. If someone offers it, they offered it. Like we never had prizes until Todd just messaged Floss one day. Like I think it was in the middle of season 4 and was just like, I'll give coaching if people want it as for the winners. And he did it for season 4 and we did it for season 5. Right now, I'm in the chat with Todd and the winners for season 5. He's with DreamHack. It's gotten a little bit confusing, but he's going to continue coaching them for a little while. Like he did one session. I think he's got to do another session. But I don't want to like message and be like, hey, you want to do it again? You want to give up your time to us for free? You know what I mean? So right now we don't have a prize. Maybe that'll change over the season. But part of the reason we also don't do prizes is, and like real prizes, like training sessions are cool. But if we did do real prizes for like money, then we have Razor Man playing on Muscle Mike's account type situations where we have problems, So it's kind of goes against what we want in a way, which sucks, but it also makes it easier for us. We don't have to worry about money being involved,
For what it's worth, I can offer a prize. I'll draw a painting of everyone who wins. Then we can do like a art. What are they? all sit in a circle and you talk about your art.
Sounds more like a therapy group, but I know what you're
Yes,
talking
I
about.
can
Yeah.
offer therapy to the winners. that's what I bring you to.
And I see Badou's comment about the GNL draft, and it's true.
You should
It
you
would
should
be,
totally stream that
I know, but at the
because
same time, like, I don't.
you shouldn't tell
It
them you're
wouldn't be
streaming
as
either.
fun as people think it would. First off, it's really not that interesting. We sit around and we go, well, we gotta draft all the diamond players. Who are the diamond players? And then we just start splitting them up by team. Sometimes we say, do you have a preference? Is there someone, because like you're an undead player and you want to work with an undead player, or you know this person and you want to deal with them. Sometimes that happens. But there are those few players, and I won't lie, that some coaches are like, I don't want him on my team. Maybe it's because he just grinds his gear the wrong way, or maybe it's because he's too obnoxious in one person's opinion. And then there's sometimes you got certain players that you go, I know this player can't stand this other player. We can't put him on the same team. So while that's all good, and I know I could sit here and talk shit about Badou and say, dude, I saw his games against Frenchie, like blah 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 blah. And Badou may say, well, you're not funny, and that was boring. Or he might say, okay, that was funny. That's true. Like Badou would take it in stride, and so would most people. There's others that wouldn't take it in stride, and like I know we could say, well, screw them, and like they can leave if they want to, but why? I don't know. I don't want to get those people annoyed or hurt their feelings, but then B,
Well,
I do think the coaches themselves would be more reserved in what they say, and they wouldn't actually say what they think about certain things. You know what I mean? Because they
maybe
know they're
that's
being
good though. Maybe that's a good.
Yeah.
Now we're back. All right, what were we talking about?
Streaming
rigged.
GNL.
Oh yeah, the
draft.
draft. Yeah, I mean you're
Yeah.
right. Because then
I don't
people
know.
would just call it more rigged because of bad decisions.
I could stream it, but then go back and like not stream it, but record it and then drop it later if no one has a problem with it. But I have a feeling you guys would be like, dude, this was the most boring thing I ever watched. Like, I think you guys think it's a lot more interesting than it really is.
Well, pretty
To be
much
honest.
only Bedeau has. Only he would think it's
No, I hear a lot. Like every single season, people PM me. So are you guys gonna, like do the draft online? Because that's what Washed Up League does. But they don't have to deal with dynamics of players.
That's what makes it interesting.
But they don't. They just say, this guy, I don't think he's that good compared to, like this guy. So I think this guy should be ranked higher. Like that. That's just like an object. Well, it's subjective because it's their opinion, but it's just about their gameplay. We have to deal with people's personalities. Like I can't have this guy on my team because he pisses me off, and like 4 other coaches may say, yeah, me too, and then I'll be like, okay, he'll be on my team. That's happened before. So
Well,
Yeah.
maybe it's a good thing. Maybe people need to learn deal with.
Oh, I know.
Maybe
But
people need to learn to draw the short straw.
it's
Shove it
just
off
one of
on
those things where
maybe. Also, maybe
I've
not.
never, and like if half the captains were sitting there going, yeah, I want to stream it, I would too. But I haven't heard any captains say they wanted it streamed either. Because I think they like to be able to honestly say, like, dude, do not put me on the same team as this guy, or I want this person. Like they've told me they want to be on my team.
Favoritism would also look bad.
Yeah, that too. But we don't let favoritism in too much. Like at the beginning, sometimes we will say, is there anyone you guys need to have on your team for some reason? Like you told them you'll try and make it happen because something happened last season that you felt bad about or something like that. We listen to certain little things. That's why. So, it's just, I think it lets everyone talk easier and we just get things done as best we can. It used to be a lot harder. It's a lot less subjective than it used to be because we used to not have Warcraft 3 champs. Now we can literally go, who are the gold players? Okay, let me just check Warcraft 3 champs. Before it used to be like we had to figure out what a gold level player was without anything. We just had old BNet stats, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
That was hard. That we used to have to watch like every single replay. It's now to the point where we know most of the players just from being around them so long. And also, if you've played enough games on Warcraft 3 champs, we don't have to look at your replays necessarily. We can just look at who you beat and who you lost to and get a good idea from that.
You got statistics per race. Learn.
Yeah, the interesting part though is people bitch now about rigged GNL in the context of they'll say, dude, this player is playing, he's 1400 and he's playing this guy who's 1200. I go, yeah, that's true. You're right. Let me go look at that. Cause like maybe it won't be my team. I don't know what's going on. So I'll look at it and I'll go, all right, you got to do what the captains did and what we did and what I just did. Go back 7 days and look at their MMRs. And he goes, oh, they both were 1300 players. One of them went on a losing streak and one went on a winning streak. So a week ago, they were both 1300 players. But now, because one won a lot of games and one lost a lot of games, it looks different. But they're actually pretty equal in skill still, you know?
What do you think is like the worst matchup you guys have? Is there any matchup that was just like Death Note Cookie Bud level and you just, all right, we're just gonna have to cook?
God, I don't, it's hard to remember like way back when, you know, like last season, I think people had a problem, and I can understand their problem with OC Drummer versus I think it was Bushimo. Bushimo was playing off race. He was playing undead, and his undead's not very good. But OC Drummer and his human is very good. Like his human is one of the. It's not the best in GNL, but it's not bad either. It's pretty high up there. OC Drummer is newer, so he was lower on the scale. But Bushimo never played undead, and he was trying to learn undead. So the captains didn't really have a choice. We didn't have many games. They didn't have any other options for games, and Bushimo wanted to play undead, so they played it. And OC Drummer knows some timings. He did very well for himself. But once the timings were lost, Bushimo just was like, well, I'm going to nuke his heroes. And OC Drummer didn't know what to do, and he just died. So it wasn't necessarily that Bushimo was so much better than OC Drummer. He had more inherent skill at the game just from playing human for so much longer, if that makes sense. So he was able to use that in the late game where things went to hell. Cookie, but I don't remember putting against Bushimo, but I probably did.
Cookie Bud says he's a 1500 on dead now. You believe him?
Yeah. You might be. Crypt Lord. That's how you know Crypt Lord's in balance.
I thought you were a random player. That's what he said.
He might be now, but he was undead.
Where do you think Warcraft? This is a really deep question. I don't know if we have the answer to that. I think this is a gigantic. Where do you think Warcraft 3 anxiety for players of all levels?
You mean like ladder? I'm guessing he means ladder anxiety. I'm a big fan of smurfing. I haven't been using a smurf recently, but I do have a second account. I probably have a few more I could make just because I have too many CD keys out there. But like no one really knows me in the scene, but I still get people who will like comment about me when I'm playing, and that pisses me off, especially when they beat me and I know they're making comments, you know? It's just like, shut up. I know I'm not good. I've never claimed to be good at this game. Like I always, like the thing says right here, road to 1500. I'm expecting I'm going to go down in MMR, not up. So I think the anxiety comes from just not like you have certain expectations for yourself, and sometimes you don't meet them. And me personally, that anxiety also comes from I hate it when I know like there's been times after I lose a game, someone will say good game to me that I've never met before in gym chat. Like they came to gym and posted in the main gym chat, "Good game, Barren. I just played you." It's like you could have PM me that. No, you wanted everyone to see that. That annoys me. So I made a
Interesting.
Smurf, and I felt better playing on the Smurf. I could do whatever the hell I wanted. I could lose. Like if I ever start playing random again, I'm not playing it on Barren. I'm playing it on a Smurf. I'm gonna make a new name. I have enough CD keys, and I don't have any anxiety. Then I know I can lose as bad as I want, and no one's gonna know. That's a big thing for me, and I know I've mentioned that to Floss, and I know Floss made a AKA at one point, which I think he's told people at this point. He's played it on stream, I think. But
Yeah.
for a while, he had a Smurf, and he said it was great. And I can only see why someone like Floss. I know for a while, I think Badu was playing on games he probably didn't want people to see, but he streams now his actual playing, so I think people know it. But it's having a Smurf for a little while can sometimes get you over that anxiety because you like kind of iron out whatever you're feeling. Like if you haven't played for a while, it's like, well, I don't want to jump right back on my main account where I'll get smushed. Let me go on my Smurf, you know?
Yeah, I actually ran into Floss's Smurf. I was playing him naturally on ladder, and he was like, he asked. I don't know if he knew it was me because he asked me a question as if he didn't know it was really weird to me. Then Big Red Warwick was like, "Oh," and then I matched him again, and I don't even remember. I think he just saw it was me and left. I was
You
like,
never know.
but I
Could
was
have
like,
been his
yeah,
kid
fair.
barfing on him again for all you know. But yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
a
your
good
name, I
point.
don't even know, but it's not Blade Master Rush, is it?
It's
On
Blade Master.
Yeah.
I couldn't get
And
the
there's
rush.
I always got you in who was it? Was it What a Foolish? No. Yeah,
There's
What a Foolish Boy had like Blade Storm or something as his name.
yeah, yeah.
You know, so there's a few people you're like, is that him or is that this other guy?
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that is definitely I guess I'm like I feel like I've signed up for like someone will just shit talk. Like
Mm-hmm.
if someone were to say GG in some Discord, like I totally understand that. That makes a lot. I feel
What,
like
being annoyed
my
or
what?
what, getting annoyed at that? Because it's
Yes,
just
yes.
annoying.
It happens to me all the time. I
I did
mean,
it to someone recently, but that was because I purposely wanted to annoy that person. I was
yeah.
playing. They're a troll. I think their name was Molly and Lucy, or Lucy and Molly, or something like that. They always go on Warcraft streams and talk crap. And I beat them in game, and they started talking crap about how I have no skill. So I saw them in gym chat. So yeah, I made a comment. That was purposely to piss them off. You know. So maybe it's just me because I did it one time. I know that's something I do to annoy someone. So maybe I'm like projecting. I
Projecting.
don't know.
Yeah, my ladder anxiety I feel comes from like I just feel like 1v1s are super well
Oh yeah.
like if you're really playing to win. Any anxiety that I have is like man, I do not. 'Cause I know that if I lose
But the old BNet, if you were to play Undead, right? If you wanted to start playing Undead, would you use your Blade Master name if you had a main account on old BNet, or would you go and make a new name and say, well, I don't want to tank my my win loss record because I'm learning Undead. You made a new name
right,
and
yeah.
you play on that until you felt good enough to play on your main name. You can't do that in with the new BNet. So I feel like people get anxious just, and it was probably even better before W3C came out because it was harder to see how much you won or lost. But now there's a website that says this is how much you won and this is how much you lost. So that's also a source of anxiety for people without even other people seeing it.
That is such a
And I'm
good
guessing
point.
that's why in StarCraft 2 they actually eliminated how many losses you had. They just show how much you won.
I feel like I'm always like I definitely over focus on my like MMR and stuff. Like it feels bad to lose like 100 MMR and to like lose like games be like, fuck.
Well,
That gives
I
me
try not.
anxiety.
I try not to think about it, but I do too. Like W3C will say when I'm at like a higher one of my higher MMRs that I'm top 10 in the top 10% in the world, which sounds nice. You know, like you go, oh, okay, I'm top 10%, even though it's probably only 100 people playing, but it sounds nice. But if I lose a little bit, suddenly I'm top 20%, literally 20%. Like, how did I lose 10%? And that pisses me off. And it doesn't, you know, like I don't want to be top 20%. It sounds better to be top 10%, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I've also reasoned that the Warcraft 3 Champions pool is like definitely very, very like it's probably already like the top 5% of Warcraft 3. I'm like crazy. So even it's like that's what I'm reasoning by like looking at.
It's
Just,
the better players because they took the time to like find it, and it's less players. So yeah.
I'm in like the top. If I'm in the top 50%, I'm playing at that level. People are like pretty fucking good. Like they're definitely
Mhm.
not like
Oh, totally.
yeah. Like how am I still in the bottom half of players?
I
And
mean,
I'm like,
no
I
doubt
guess
there's still like brand new players on W3C, but it goes up pretty damn quick. That's definitely true. But that's why they have a whole section right now, and that's why I got access for like those 2 days to W3C because I was gonna help, but then I backed out because I couldn't stand someone. But they're trying to make tutorials for newer players, so they're right
is that
now
ever coming?
what?
Is that still coming?
Yeah, I just don't know any. Like, I think I still have access to the channel, but it's being run by one of their people on their team. And last I heard, he was doing tutorials. He was talking to pros. I had thrown out some stuff in gym about like what would they want to see in a tutorial map, and then I stopped working on it because I didn't want to deal with Arc Saber. So who's the one running it? But it'll be good once they do it. That'll be for sure. I'm giving you your little tidbits of drama. I couldn't deal with the guy. He's conceited. But he'll definitely get it done. I just don't know how long it's going to take him. They want to make a whole map for like, this is how you build a base, which is cool. I just don't know how long it's going to take because I'm not involved in it anymore.
Here
But they've realized, you know, like there is a big pool of players out there. Some of them are scared of W3C, thinking it's better people, but they also have to figure out how do they get their name out there. You know, like why? How does that random person that's playing on Blizz's ladder find out about him if they don't use Reddit?
or watch a stream.
Yeah, exactly. Or Twitch. Sure. Yeah. So that's a whole another box of issues because I don't think Blizzard's ever going to advertise, hey, go use this other server or, well, yeah, use this ladder that we didn't make because we didn't want to.
Yeah,
So,
I think in an interview recently, I mean, I guess maybe this is old news at this point, but I think they did say in an interview recently that they are still going to work on a ladder, which I mean shouldn't surprise
oh,
anyone.
yeah, for Blizzard, yeah, they at BlizzCon they did interviews and they said that they're like they're still working on things to come, but they didn't give any hard dates.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And they laid like everyone off in the Warcraft 3 team. So I don't know who's working on it exactly.
Sad,
It'll be a
sad
while.
grunt. Rigged GNL uh pushes forward. All right, word. What do you have planned for tonight?
Not much. I don't know. I might just watch some streams, see who's on. I see Todd Insup streaming right now. Maybe watch Flame
You
or
watch
Muscle Mike is streaming.
also your favorite.
Yeah, he knows I can't stand him. So there you go.
I was gonna ask to interview him. He just got banned from.
Yeah, but
I really wanna interview Todd, but I don't think he.
well, like that's the thing though. That's what I can never, and this is how I can never understand why people let these people stay around the community. Like
Yeah,
Muscle Mike. Um, Even Insult. Insult was a hacker back in the day. I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the community now. He's changed. But back in the day, what I never could understand in Reign of Chaos, because we had a small community, is you had people like Insup, you had people like Caldwell Kid, who's Muscle Mike, and they would hack. But then they go back into the same channel with you, which was like a clan channel where they could be banned and people would joke with them. And they make a new custom game, and those same people would be playing again. So if you hate hackers, why do you keep letting the hackers play with you, and why do you twos with them? It's like you're embracing the problem instead of ostracizing the problem, in my opinion. And that's why, like, Todd can mod whoever he wanted, but I was always confused. Why are you giving a platform to a person like that, or any of them?
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't then. I don't know. I didn't know how. I didn't know. So I was like, so you Royal Uranus, Royal Uranus.
Yeah,
He was like, yo, you gotta interview Corrupt.
I don't know anything about
Gotta
that.
interview. Yeah, Corrupt is. Sorry, Corrupt. You're not a nice person. I watched his stream, dude. He's got to be worse than Muscle Mike.
I know he got banned for saying something inappropriate, but I never really knew what it was.
Oh man, on stream he'd just be like playing against people and just be like calling them the worst things, and just
Okay.
like on stream, and I was just like, who are you? What are you doing this? It was crazy,
Yeah,
and I was like, I can't do this.
like I think Muscle Mike started gaining a little bit of traction when someone put a Twitch VOD of him up on Reddit that said he was him saying like he's the equivalent of Todd for Reign of Chaos, as in like people hated him, but he's like the best or something like that. No one plays Reign of Chaos, right? Like in the TFT community, so everyone just kind of like was like, well, that's funny. He's cocky, and maybe he's right. Muscle Mike was not good at Reign of Chaos. He was. I shouldn't say he wasn't good. He was a good player, but he was not anything special. I wasn't anything special, but like he was not a top level player at all. But like I think that's when Todd probably first noticed him, and then he's done some stuff since, which got him on that show for being a
The
quote
Misfits.
unquote bad boy or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Corrupt did get banned because I was following. I guess I figured like it was so crazy to watch his stream because he actually had a lot of people watching him. Like he had like way more
Yeah.
people watching him than like say watching me, because at the time I'm just like, what? How the fuck are? But I get it. I guess like people like watching this guy just be
You,
incredulous.
it's true. There's like people get attracted to those type of things, and like it's totally not the same thing. But there's this guy named, and it might be before your time, named Kodo's Forsaken. I don't know if you know who that is.
I'm not sure.
All right, so he used to just like, I
Probably
don't know what I
not.
ever did to him. He used to follow me. He used to try and snipe me in twos. I was not anyone at all in TFT, but he used to snipe me with "We Are Balls" or Fouls or something like that. Who's a very good player, and he's a very good player. And they would just snipe me in twos and talk shit. And then they post the replays on WC Replays, which used to be the main hub for um, TFT. Like I was no one. No one knew who I was, but you could get like 20 comments on that replay, all of them saying Kodo's number one because he had like this whole following of people who loved all the shit Kodos would do. Like, and it's similar to Ina. Like I said, I think Ina was Kodos after Kodos was. Like, he never did anything that bad. He was just different. And people liked that about Ina. He wasn't, like Grubby didn't want Ina on his stream. Ina won a tournament, or won was in the finals of a tournament, and Floss was going to pay Grubby to cast the tournament, the finals. And when Grubby saw that it was Ina, he goes, "I'm not casting that," because he didn't want to give Ina
Damn.
a copy. Because Ina just kind of had a way of pissing off higher level people. So like Ina's Ina, and that's fine. But some people like that, just like some people and again, Muscle Mike and Ian are totally different people, but that's how also Muscle Mike has a following because people like that, like that cocky attitude or whatever it is about him. I don't know.
Todd reached out, and we are boys again. Soon casting a him and what happy we worked out. Yeah, he even has a command. This is Muscle Mike's command. He has a command that's XGF nude.
He's
I
smart.
guess maybe he did it.
I gotta give him Muscle Mike smart. He went in. He paid. I think it's Sonic. He paid him for twos. I don't know if he's still paying him, but at the beginning he was paying Sonic to play 2v2 with him, and that gave him great content. He would just piss off Sonic, and Sonic would scream at him that you suck. There's plenty of that out there.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, he's smart about it. I'm not gonna take that from him, but I just
So when they play 2v2s, he paid him to play 2v2s?
I don't know if he still is, but that's what also again Insub told me. Well, told everyone on the screen. It was a few dollars per game or something like that. That was a thing in Reign of Chaos. There's a guy named Phantom. He's still around. Fantom, I think. His real name's Eric. He used to pay people for their 1,500 icons, and he also used to pay Philbot, who's a pro Australian player, to play 2v2 with him. So I don't know why, but Reign of Chaos players like to do that for some reason.
Yeah, I guess. All right, word. Got porn. Does you have any more questions?
Yeah, don't let me go off on tangents. I can keep talking for 30 minutes about random crap that no one cares about.
Everyone cares about.
Oh, I care about plenty of things. It's just what I care about. No one else probably wants to hear.
Keyword is probably. How did you calculate the probability of that? See?
Yeah, we'll find
Maybe
out.
they do want to hear. Oh god. I just had to stop myself from impulsively.
Let me check chat where it's completely silent.
I had to stop myself from impulsively asking a bad question.
Go for it. I won't answer it, maybe, but you can ask it.
Do you believe in abortion?
What is it?
Abortion.
I thought you were gonna say, "Do you believe in God?" Because I heard you say that one before. That one caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I can see that in an equally horrible. I do believe that abortion exists. So do you believe in abortion? I believe that abortion is possible.
If you like, if you had to,
it's not my body.
Nothing controversial, but you're a God-fearing man, right?
Now you circle back to the God question.
Well, I mean, you brought it up. I love asking about God, but it sometimes people don't know how to.
I know, that's why I remember you asking that on one where someone was just like staring at you. So I was like, oh, that's where I go. That's where he's going when you said, "Do you believe in?" I was like, oh, here it comes.
Who did I ask? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I love asking people about God.
I try when I was first even started talking, I was like, I don't even want to bring up this Muscle Mike shit because someone stupid like Bolt Dakota is going to send this to Muscle Mike and then he's going to sign up for GNL just to piss me off, and someone's probably going to send that to him right now. But sometimes I say stupid things. So.
Yeah, it's more fun. I mean, you're already swimming in the shit.
I know, that's why I was like, whatever, I'm already in there. Let's just go, head first in.
Gringy always has the best questions. Although, this is a complicated one. Yeah, this is complex. The German scene has so much life.
Well, he's asking what attributes of a certain country contributes to the culture of Warcraft 3. And honestly, I've been wondering the same thing because I've noticed in Gym at least, it used to be a lot more Europeans in GNL. And we asked where you you live, just because we used to have to deal with servers and times, and we still do, and we still take that in consideration. But we've seen a flip from it being more German oriented, not German, European oriented, to a lot more NA. And that's something I've always wondered why that happened. But I've heard like the German scene apparently has their own like newbie league. I don't know anything about it. I've just heard comments from German players that they have their own newbie scene. So I really don't know what it is about their scene as to why it's flourishing compared to others. But at the same time, like I think Jim is a testament that NA is definitely alive and well. I'm surprised how many NA people we have. So I don't know. I really don't know what it is, because NA is supposed to be one of the smaller scenes, but like, why does Sweden have such a good players? I don't know. Why does Germany have such a good team? I don't know. Why does UK not really have top level players except the Muslim? You know, like then they have people like Kubert and Hippo, but they're not at the same level.
They have Witty. Witty's actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've never watched him, but I've heard things. But you know, I mean, like at the very top levels, it's just like it's like War Rich or something, War Chief Rich, and the Muslim.
The Muslim quit.
I know. You'll be back sooner or later. Mostly because now that he quit, when he plays again, he'll get 3,000 viewers for a few weeks, and that's good money.
True.
Like, look at Destiny on StarCraft 2. That guy is like the grandfather of all streaming, and he started on StarCraft 2. But if he goes back to StarCraft 2 and streams like one day, all of a sudden he's at 6,000 viewers because everyone wants to watch it.
Yeah. The Salazar's kind of a troll. I would just ignore him. Sorry, Sal. I'm not sorry, Sal. You know you're a troll. What show matches are you excited to see in the next GNL?
I don't even know, because I don't know what the teams are yet. You know, like it would be cool if we had some rematches. Like I think Badu versus Grinchy was fun. You know, like not just because they were both close in skill and they were very good games, but
I missed those.
everyone knows Grinchy and everyone knows Badu. There was 200 people watching them play, which is by far.
There were 200 people watching them play.
Badu streamed and Kaiser streamed. If you took the two numbers
Oh,
together,
yeah.
it was over 200 people. Badu got hosted by OC, and Kaiser had like 70 people himself. So like it was just fun to watch, and like to see that so many people were watching a GNL match, and everyone loves Grinchy. Like every streamer loves Grinchy, and every person that's ever on Twitch and Jim. But you know, like you always see Grinchy every single time. You know, like even in your chat right now with Jats, you can see the little hands waving. And he'll say, "What's up, me?" You know, that's how everyone.
Grinchy's a wholesome guy.
Yeah.
Comes in and asks about TV shows.
Side where you either love Badu or you hate Badu, but you want to watch Badu either way. And that was just great to watch, not just because they were close in skill. And it was 2-1 in the end.
I think
Badu kind of lost one game because he got DR third, and he didn't mean to get DR third. He just accidentally clicked DR. Didn't help him, but they were still good games. Like that would be fun to watch a rematch, you know. So there's always things like that, but I can't really say until I see the teams, because I don't know. Badu and Grinchy may be on the same team next season. That'll never happen then, you know.
If we're not on the same team, you have to put me up against Davidson again, because we kind of have like a grudge, kind of like, because we played in Watched Up League. Like he won the first round, I won the next round. Like he won, like I won. That would be a good one to put up. We go back and forth a lot.
That was one of the first weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I lost to him last time, so I need to defeat him. But I have to get good at Undead for that to happen.
That was one of those games, I think, where I was trying to figure out fair match, and that looked fun. And I wasn't sure about your guys' MMR, but then I saw that you guys had played each other in Watched Up League, and I was like, well, it'll work there, it'll work here, and it did.
That was a fair match.
What?
That was definitely a fair match.
Yeah. That's why, to a certain degree, it is guessing. You know, you can't always be perfect, but we try. Bidoo versus Fury. I'm not going to do that to Bidoo again. Although he might know how to stop a CL by then.
Isn't he?
Bidoo versus
Isn't he like
Cuckoo Banana.
1600 now?
Okay, Fury. He just CL double ghoul rushed him like 2 games in a
Oh,
row.
dude,
I'm dead.
I was
Yeah.
casting one of those games. It was hilarious because it was like casting games because it was like a 4-minute game.
All I know is I don't think anyone was amused with the games after except for Fury. He was very amused with himself, but it kind of sucks when you lose to that twice in a row. But it happens. Hey, it's a valid strategy. That's why people do it.
I've beaten Fury on ladder every time I've played him. Fun fact.
There you go.
I think he said Orc Imba once when I beat him.
Oh, that's you know what? I was thinking about that when you said what games were the biggest mismatches. My first week, we needed a game, and I put Dragonborn was on the other team, Negative Nebulous's team, and he went against Cookie Bud, and we had no idea who to put. And Negative Nebulous was like, "Well, I got Dragonborn," and I looked it up, and Cookie Bud like got demolished by him on ladder. And I go, Cookie Bud, can you play Dragonborn? He goes, "Yeah, fuck that guy, I'll destroy him. I know what he did wrong. I can destroy him." I think he lost like 2-0 after that. I felt bad. I've been trying to think of who it was this whole time because Cookie Bud was talking about playing Bushimo last season or something. I thought it was him that I screwed him over with, but it was Dragonborn. But back then, I didn't know that Cookie Bud says he can beat everyone, including me. So don't listen to his shit. But it's a different story.
Yeah. One time I beat Cookie Bud, and I think he was like, I don't remember, but yeah, he does say that. Even when he's losing, he's like, "Fuck you, you suck."
Yes, pretty much. That's Cookie Bud. He's the person we all love. Well, he hates us.
He's got some good stories, though. Got some good stories.
He's still, man, this thing happened in Texas. What thing happened in Texas, Cookie Bud? Can you give us more details? No, it was just something, and it disappeared after I paid a lawyer. And I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking? He goes, I don't know. Paid him money and it went away. I'm like a great half of a story, but missing some details.
All right, work. I feel like that was a good block.
Yeah, 2 hours exactly.
Yeah, I've been I was saying this before. I'm on my quest to spiritual enlightenment of waking up at 5 a.m., which has been pretty successful.
That just sounds painful, not spiritually enlightening, but good for you.
No, it's nice to like. Well, usually I'm awake at the time of like that would be normal to an Australian. So, and I'm not Australian.
Nah, I can't do that, but
Yeah,
get on with
weird. All right, word. All right, thank you, Barren. Thank you, Commissioner. Sign up for GNL, even though signups are over. Our signups over.
Technically, but if you sign up, we'll still take into consideration for sure.
You'll be taken into consideration.
Yeah, we love new people. Worst comes to worst is you don't get on team, but you can still play with us. Just come to gym. It's gym.backtowarcraft.com is our Discord. It's easy enough.
I'll put that in the description. All right, thank you guys for watching. You got any final words, Barren?
No, just GNL's rigged, but it's not my fault.
GNL is rigged and it's your fault. Gotcha.
Yeah, totally.